Hello, world. Those that have ears, let them hear. Happy Sunday to you all, first of all, man. Much love. What I'm going to talk about, man, is the cold, hard truth. And, as people say, man, the truth hurts, but, it should also create growth. And like the good word tells us, man, it also sets one free. So the truth hurts, but it should set you free, man. So what I'm going to talk about, I don't know how long it's going to take, family, but I'm going to talk about the black church, the black church, um, the black single mother, tithing. Now, the statistics said in 2015 that there were over 85,000 black churches. Their words, not my words. This was on a documentary. 85,000 black churches. Remember that number. So now here we are, 2021. You can easily surmise there's more than that now, as churches have, churches are constantly popping up in the urban communities. The black and in urban communities, and just abroad. Okay. So black congregations are made up, and you can walk in any church on any Sunday and observe with your eye and easily see that the congregations are 80% at least black women. A lot of them single mothers, like I said. Now, this is the kicker, and this is where the cold, hard truth, it shouldn't discourage, but it should shed light, and it should really shed why, a portion of why, the black community as a whole struggles when it comes to finances. And of course, we already know, I even know this firsthand, that black families are not sitting at the kitchen table during dinner time talking about finances, investment, right? The things that the Bible, the principles that the Bible teaches on, all throughout the New Testament as well as the Old, right? We're not doing that, but getting back to my point, over 80% of the black churches are single mothers or black women. Now, with that being said, the black woman and the single black parent rather, the single black mother, are the poorest, most obese across the U.S. Let me say that again. The black woman and the single black mother, they are the poorest category across the United States. So not only are they poor, but most of them, or a large percentage of them, is also obese. Now, this is where the church comes into play. Is the church not responsible for teaching the Bible in its entirety from a sinful nature standpoint, character that goes with character, and also a financial standpoint? Family, there should be a Dave Ramsey type ministry in every church. You understand? There should be a Dave Ramsey type ministry, meaning a financial teachings ministry in every church. And even to take it a step further, there should be some type of health conscious ministry in every church. The Bible talks on the importance of not only just prayer with fasting, but just fasting in general, what it can do, the health benefits that it has. And even when you talk about the things that the Bible speaks on that we should not be eating. And if you are eating it, you should definitely not be consuming it in large quantities. So with that being said, family, this is where we have failed as a whole. Let's not even get into the stumbling blocks that have been methodically positioned and placed in front of the black man specifically. That's a whole nother message. But the black woman is the most financially poor and obese category of species across the U.S. Why is that? We got to make it make sense, family. But yet, now getting back to getting to the whole meat of this thing. But yet the black church is asking for tithes and offerings week in and week out, week in and week out. And the black woman is willfully giving oftentimes their last dollar. Now you tell me where this makes sense. And to make matters worse, for the single mothers, not only who's going to help them have a savings, who's going to help them have a retirement, who's going to put their kids through college if they desire to create a college fund and contribute to that fund. Is that church, when the time comes, going to be just throwing money their way? All of these single mothers, are they going to be, giving the money to the children's college fund or putting them through college? Family, this is not going to happen. So when it comes to tithing, we have to be, first of all, it's a relationship between you and God according to the New Testament. This whole 10% of what you have is old dispensation, family. And it was crops to feed the priest, right? Because the priest, in other words, to take care of him, and to feed the hungry, the needy, those that were in need. Not take from those that are in need, but give to those that were in need. The tithe was not to put in a better air conditioning system, to upgrade your technology in your speaker system as if there's something wrong with the old one. It wasn't to, get better, more high and advanced mobile cameras and things of this nature. It was specifically for those that had a need, not a desire, not a want, a need. These are two completely separate categories. A need. Those that are in need, the homeless, the hungry. And so, no one, back to what I was saying, when it comes to the single black mother especially, specifically is what this message is mainly about. If you were to go to them and ask them right now, if they have 1, 2, 3, however many children, how much money do you have? Or how are you going to put that child through college should they not get a scholarship to be put through college? Right? You're going to go into thousands and thousands, or that child is going to go into thousands. This is the family. This is the scenario at hand. That child or that mother is going to go into thousands upon thousands of dollars in debt. In fact, most single mothers that went to college 10, 20 years out are still paying back college tuition. They're still paying that debt 10, 20 years removed from the time that they graduated. And yet they're still paying for that college debt. Don't take my word for it. Ask those that have obtained their bachelor's degree, or if they pursued beyond their graduate degree, if they are still paying back that debt that was created from them going to college. Not everyone is going to be an A student or get some type of athletic scholarship, family. These aren't the facts. The fact is most people are going to take on some type of financial aid, and they're going to inherit that debt by way of going to college. But yet, we give this day, we're constantly, the black church is constantly asking for 10% of whatever you have. But yet, the black woman, not only the black woman, but the single black mother is suffering from a financial standpoint. This doesn't make sense, family. And we have to understand that that absolutely creates a cumulative effect of the discrepancies that are occurring within the black community. And again, man, we go back now. If the family unit was in order, and and now this is specifically to a lot of us black women. If we weren't as black women and as a whole so concerned with our hair and our nails, instead of being, in other words, the women in general, same number, are 80% consumers, and everybody else makes up the other 20. Women, and the black women being the majority of this 80%, are the highest consumers and the least savers and investors. Meaning we'll go out, we'll spend our money on cars. We'll go out, we'll spend our money on clothes. We'll go out, we'll spend our money on hair and nails, jewelry, things of this nature. All these things that are non-contributing factors when it comes to your financial gain, and definitely having nothing to do with your, planting a seed within yourself for your future. Whether you plan to retire, whether you're planning to help or assist your children pursue their college degrees, if they should so desire. 80% consumers, family. That means we're buying and spending way beyond our means. And then not only that, we have no intelligence, no financial intelligence, and we're going every Sunday to church and being persuaded to give 10% of the little bit of income that you do have. But yet, if you were to ask, how much money do you have in your savings, black woman? How much money have you invested into yourself, black woman? The answer would be staggering and very upsetting and disappointing. So family, and this is the same mindset that in the dynamics of a household where oftentimes friction is created between the black man and the black woman. Family, I don't think I have anything else on this, man. But we have to ask ourselves as a whole, because there are many variables that I mentioned. The man or woman of God that's in church constantly persuading people to give their money, but yet I have not heard, me personally, I have not heard one detailed message or a series of messages on what not only the black community should be doing as a whole, if you're not a self-seeker, right? Not everyone is going to be a go-getter or expose themselves by pursuing the importance of finance when it comes to this realm. Whether you wanted to give, the more money you have coming into your house, the more you have to give to the church, but you're giving it out of a position not of a deficit, but of surplus. You're not giving out of a position at a deficit. You're giving out of a position of abundance. Family, this is serious, man. The truth shall set us free. So if you were to ask, you would get line 10 black women or single black mothers up and ask them, how much money do you have in your savings? Are all your debts paid? Oh, no one except to love them. Right? Is there something wrong with backing off on your tithes in order to get yourself in a financially stable position? We have to ask ourselves these things, family. So it's very disappointing. And that's why I'm doing this message, man. It's a very disappointing thing, man. We have to get our minds right. As not only as a family, as a unit, cooperation and cohesiveness, and of course this applies across the board. It's not necessarily, this is not a message of discrimination. It doesn't matter. If you're in this position, so be it. Right? But I'm speaking specifically to the abundance of the facts, on specifically the facts on when it comes to the black church And us having the most churches, right? We have the most churches across the land. But yet we suffer the most as far as when it comes to what wealth really means. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, right? Stability from all of these angles, your health. So spiritually, which, consists of your financial health, your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health. We suffer at mass quantities. So family, know the truth, and the truth should set you free, with the hopes that it shall set you free. But we suffer the most, family. So family, with that, man, I think I'm about at the end, man. But think about these things. The black church, the black woman, the single black mom, our children and their education, something that is a necessity, whether you do it formally or informally, family. And families, man, this is to the families. Learn to speak on finances as part of your casual dinner conversation. My son is going to be so much further than I was at his age. In fact, he already is. He's light years, both spiritually and financially sound. His mind, he's focused, man. He's focused. Doggone wasp. But anyway, family, I'm signing off on that note, man. Until next time, family, Hebrews 12 and 14. Make every effort to live in peace with everyone and to be holy. Without holiness, no one will see the God in you. No one will see the Lord. Family, Colossians 3 and 2. Set your affection on things above, not on the things of this earth. Philippians 2 and 5. The most important thing. Let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus, family. Family, I love you. Stay blessed, man.